Good morning and welcome to Deck Pass Live, presented by AT&T. It was another outstanding night at the CenturyLink Center as Missy Franklin earned her second trip to her Olympics with her second place finish in the 200 free. And Michael Phelps will be representing the United States for a record 5th time. I'm Caitlin Sandino, and along with Carolyn Joyce, let's get right into last night. Kara, what was your favorite moment of last night's finals?
My favorite moment from last night, not to be cliche, but I'm gonna have to say Michael Phelps punching his ticket for his 5th Olympic Games. Something that I've always loved about Michael is, as good as he is, he always lets his swimming talk for him.
Right.
He's not much of a showboater, but when he touched the wall last night and held up that big number 5,
right.
it gives me chills even right now. So my hat's off to Michael. Incredible
right.
swim for him.
I shared this last night when I got the opportunity to interview him. I ran into Michael earlier this week, and he's like, he made this comment that was very simple, but I found it very powerful coming from him. He simply said, "It feels so great to be back," and I just really believed him. He said it with such pride and happiness and so much joy, and I really see that in him right now. And I feel like, I've known Michael since I was 17 years old. It's a different Michael out there. Still, a beast in the pool, but mentally in the way he's presenting, I think his interviews are better. I think the way he's interacting with the crowd is better. He ran over to Nicole, his fiance, and his baby afterwards, and his mom. I think it's just very special to see this new Michael Phelps.
I couldn't agree more. Having also known Michael for several
right.
years, it seems like he's finally found peace.
Right.
He is so happy. He's very, you can tell, he's very proud of his family that he's
right.
building right now, and you can tell it's coming from a good place with him.
Right. So let's get to all the highlights of
okay.
last night. There was a lot of them.
Yes.
So let's get into the men's 100 free semifinal.
Men's 100 free semifinal, we had Nathan Adrian out in front, which was not a surprise.
Right.
We have Caleb Dressel, we have Anthony Irvin heading into the finals tonight, and somebody that I was actually really happy to see squeak in there was Jimmy Fegan. Not had the best couple years, but is really coming out at this trials. He qualified in 2012, so
I think what you said yesterday about Nathan Adrian, consistent. He's such
yeah.
a consistent swimmer. Speaking of consistent swimmers, like Katie Ledecky in the 200 free final.
Yeah, Katie Ledecky out in front, just as we suspected. A really strong swim for her. And then we finally have Missy Franklin punching her ticket with that second place swim. This will get Missy in the 200 free and also on that 4x2 relay. Allison Schmidt and Leah Smith rounding out those top 4 places.
Excited for all 4 of those girls. So we've already talked about it. Let's talk about it a little bit more. The men's 200-meter butterfly.
Men's 200 fly, Michael Phelps, here he is, qualifying for his 5th Olympic Games. Took it out very strong. We actually saw Tom Shields come on strong off the last wall, but Michael wasn't going to let it stand, being the champion that he is. He looked like he locked up maybe a little bit under the flags.
A little tired.
I think we'll see an even better swim out of him in Rio.
Oh, definitely. Saving up. He's got to save for the grand finale. Women's 200-meter fly semifinals.
Women's 200 fly, Camille Adams not shaken by the little controversy
right.
from the prelims, having her disqualification overturned. I love Camille's approach to this race. Stays very calm and relaxed. You see, she doesn't take it out fast, but she has that closing speed like no other in this race.
One of my favorite moments from last night was the men's 200 breast semifinals. So you had Kevin Cordes, who's like on a world record pace, and the crowd went bananas. The crowd was so loud. I can't even explain to you how electric it was in here during his race.
You really can feel the energy. Yeah, you can feel the energy. And, with this final of the 200 breast tonight, Kevin Cordes flirting with that world record line like you can see here, we might see our first world record of this meet, which would be great.
The women's 200 IM final, one of my favorite races that there are.
Women's 200 IM, here we have Maya Dorado having doubled up now. She qualified in the 400 IM on day 1, and now she has her second event in this 200 IM. And then we saw a big finish out of Melanie Margalis, coming fresh out of the 200 free final, right into the 200 IM. We've never seen anybody do this double before, so really strong swim for these ladies.
I thought her finish was incredible. I mean, it was a 5/100s that separated second and third, and obviously disappointing Caitlin Leverance as she comes in third. Maya, now 400 IM, 200 IM. This girl's on fire. She's going to have such a fun meet, and I think we're going to see some great things in Rio.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about what to expect today. First of all, it's a sprint day. The women start this morning with the 100 free prelims, and the men will have their 100 free finals tonight. All right, Kara, I know this is a soft spot for you. Here we go.
You're going to see me geek out for a minute. So
bear with us.
We start out with the women's 100 freestyle. I talked about this a little bit yesterday, but the sprint events at this meet really is, half the battle is the waiting game.
Right.
So we're on day 5 now. A lot of these women haven't even raced yet.
Right, that's hard.
It is, it gets a little challenging. We're gonna see some familiar faces that have already had a couple races under their belt, like Valmer, Coughlin, Franklin, Manuel. We're going to see a new face, a relatively new face in this event with Katie Ledecky coming all the way down to the 100 free distance to, test her.
Shake things up a little bit.
Yeah, because why not? She's
Keep
Katie
other competitors
Ledecky.
On their toes. Like, oh, great, Katie's in my race again.
Absolutely. And then we're going to see some people that could potentially be first-time Olympians in this event with Madison Kennedy, Ivy Martin, and Abby Weitzel. Madison Kennedy finished in the top 8 in this event 4 years ago, but unfortunately was in the bottom 2. So has never qualified for the Olympics, but she's 28 years old. She has been phenomenal this season. So we're going to see some really fast swimming in that event.
Does it make you want to put your suit on and go grab your Kakuma goggles and get in that ready room?
No.
Moving on to the men's 100 freestyle.
So our next event tonight is going to be the women's 200. This morning is going to be the women's 200 breaststroke.
Okay.
The women's 200 breaststroke, it's hard not to say Lily King won't be a favorite. With her 105 low qualifying for the Olympics a couple nights ago, I think Lily King is going to be really strong in this event. And then we have Michael Lawrence. Michael Lawrence has been training out in Singapore with former bowls coach Sergio Lopez, phenomenal coach. And I think she's going to come on really strong in this event. This one is more her bread and butter, having qualified for this event in London 4 years ago.
All right, men's 200 backstroke.
Men's 200 backstroke, I think it's the Ryan Murphy, Jacob Pebley show. These guys have already shown a lot of strength in their backstroke events at this meet. I don't think that anyone's going to come close.
And the men's 200 IM?
The men's 200 IM, this race is going to be out of this world. So we have the two kings of swimming. It's hard to deny. We have Ryan Lochte and Michael Phelps. Interesting fact about this race, between Lochte and Phelps, they hold 10 of the top 10 times of all time, split evenly, 5 and 5 each. But Ryan Lochte does have the world record, the fastest time ever. And Michael and Ryan, they are very familiar going head to head, racing stroke for stroke in this event. So keep an eye on this race. It's going to be lights out.
All right, so you got so excited about the women's 100 free. We skipped over the men's 100 free, the final tonight. Nathan Adrian, obviously a favorite, but some other guys that can punch their ticket out there. Who do you expect for top 2?
Top 2, I would say my favorite, of course, is Nathan. We've seen some really great speed out of Anthony Irvin in this race. He had a little hard time with his turn last night. I don't know if you caught that. He had a long glide into the wall. And I think that did affect his time, but he's going to be really strong in that race. Caleb Dressel too.
I like what you said. You're like, Anthony's the oldest guy out here, and he does a turn like that. Anthony, rookie. We can say that we're friends with him.
He's been swimming longer than anyone else here, and he still makes rookie mistakes like that. I think it happens to everyone. At least it was in the semifinal, not in the final, and he's got a lane. So
we touched on Katie Ledecky's going to be swimming the 100 freestyle today. We have a little bit of audio from her. This should be pretty entertaining. What did you hear? Her coach said something really entertaining, right? Like,
yeah, we should check it out. We have a press conference from Katie.
It looks like all your races you're taking them out like you're preparing yourself for the 100 free.
We were walking back here and Bruce is like, "Come on, the clock's ticking. I have 12 hours to teach you how to swim 100 free." But I think I've shown him this week that I have a little bit of speed, and I think I'm ready for the 100 tomorrow. Should be, again, great racing, a lot of fun.
There we have Katie throwing some humor into it.
Perfect.
She's just one of those swimmers. similar to Michael, you can kind of throw her in anything, and
Right.
she's going to do something phenomenal. All eyes are going to be on her in that 100 free.
Definitely. Kara, as always, thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
Kara will be back tonight on Lane 9 to recap all of today's swimming action. The two leading ladies of USA Swimming came from some very humble beginnings in the water, as we learn in today's Ask the National team. That's okay. I think we went back.
It's definitely a very sensitive spot for me, but I think the very first race I ever swam was a 25-yard freestyle.
My first year of Summer League swimming, the race that I would always swim would be the 25 freestyle.
And right before it, my mom was telling me that I just needed to go out there and do the best I could and that I just needed to fly.
I would take 2 or 3 strokes, I would grab the lane line, take a deep breath, wipe my nose, and take a few more strokes, do the same thing.
So naturally, I did butterfly instead, but I still won, so I was really excited.
I don't know if I was trying to use the lane line to get me to the other end, like push me along, or if I was just, I think I wasn't really sure how to breathe yet in freestyle. So I slowly learned that, and by the end of the year, I was able to swim a full 25 freestyle without stopping and wiping my nose.
My mom said when I first started swimming, she thinks that I thought it was a race to get out of the pool first. Like I would touch and then jump out of the pool. I was like, I won. So whoever gets out of the pool first wins, if you're Caitlin Sandino. I want to welcome back to our show for the second time in a row, our first time ever, 5-time U.S. Olympic swimmer, Dara Torres, 12 Olympic medals. We had so much fun yesterday. You just wanted to come back and hang out.
I did.
You love a morning show.
I do love. I love waking up early when I didn't sleep long. You know, it's great.
Thank you for being here again.
Of course.
So we just saw the video, these adorable clips. What about you, Dara? Do you remember your first swim meet? Do you remember your first event? What are your early childhood memories of swimming?
Let's see. That was 43 years ago. I don't think they had TV back then, so do I remember? Actually, I don't really remember my race, but I do remember just having this love for the water and just feeling like one when you dive in. And I was doing other sports. There was something about swimming, though, that I just fell in love with, and all the other sports just kind of went away.
So yesterday we spent a lot of time talking about your swimming career. Today let's talk a little bit about life after swimming. You know, there's a lot of swimmers here at this meet that this could be their swan song. This could be their last meet. First of all, what are you doing now?
What am I doing now? I'm very busy.
Yeah, what are you doing now?
I do a little TV here and there. I give motivational talks. I'm starting a new supplement line called Agin, which stands for Age is just a number for women my age. You know, keeping busy. We'll be going to Rio with Tessa. So yeah, I have a lot going on. But you know, you talk about life after swimming, and it's never easy. I mean, I wish there was a program for all athletes in general, because you're so used to doing your sport your whole entire life, and then all of a sudden you're thrown out in the real world where you're not used to not having a schedule or having everything sort of set for you.
That structure.
That structure. It's just not easy. And you know, some people thrive like that, and they can go and find something right away. But other athletes have a very difficult time finding a job after swimming.
Do you have any advice to those swimmers out there? Like, what would you encourage them to do, or what's your insight?
I think the biggest thing is to make sure you always keep contacts that you meet along the way. You know, because you never know when you'll run into them again, or you can, you know, reach out to them and say, hey, this is what's going on in my life. And I think that's the biggest thing, is always make sure you keep in touch with people that you meet.
All right, so getting back to the swim meet today.
Yes.
100 freestyle.
100 freestyle.
What did you, like a love-hate relationship with it? Obviously we know you love the 50.
Yes.
But what about the 100? And for the people that might not be as familiar with the sport, I mean, the 50 to the 100 might not seem like a big difference, but it really is, right?
Yeah, it's a huge difference. The 50, I always tease the distance swimmers, because they always tease us about, the 50 is so easy, but with the 50 you really can't make a mistake. Like, you have to be on every part of the race. Exactly. The 100, there's a little more room for error, but I don't know, it's something about those last 25 meters that just, it's like, where is the wall? I need to get to that wall. And for someone who's a true drop-dead sprinter, the 100 seems like a distance event.
And we touched on this a little bit yesterday, and Carolyn mentioned it earlier in the show, the waiting game. Like, this is day 5. Like, I woke up this morning, I'm like, what day is it?
Right,
you know,
right.
And these swimmers, some people haven't even raced yet. What do you think that emotion is going to be like for those first-time swimmers that are getting on the blocks today?
Well, I think everyone has butterflies, whether they swam in the first day or this is their first day. So that's something that I think we all experience, but we have to have that to sort of get that adrenaline going. And hopefully some of these swimmers didn't get here right before trials started, if this is their first event, and sort of have a little newness to it, you know, being here maybe maybe just a couple days ahead of time.
Do you have any predictions in the men's 100 freestyle finals tonight? Top two.
I would say Nathan and Anthony. I for some reason, I don't know, I think that there's a little bit more in him, and he takes it out fast. If he can just hang on those last probably 10 meters, I'd love to see him make it an individual event.
Awesome. All right, you heard Dara's predictions. Dara, thank you for joining us again
Thanks,
on our
Caitlin.
show. It's awesome to have you as always.
Thank you.
Right now, over 70% of the Olympic team roster is made up of first-time Olympians, including Indiana University's Lily King. Ariana caught up with her yesterday.
You never know who you'll run into on the practice pool deck. Look who I just ran into, Lily King. Lily, thank you so much for joining me really quick. A year ago, you were an Indiana State high school champion. A couple months ago, you won a couple NCAA titles, and last night you made the Olympic team. For some people, this might look like this journey started overnight, but I know that this started a long time ago for you. What does it mean to be here today?
Yeah, I mean, it's super cool. You know, making my first Olympic team, like I can't imagine anything better coming out of my first trials, so I'm really excited.
This was your first trials, exactly like you said. When you walked in here, what kind of expectation did you have? Did you know that the crowd was going to be so loud and the lights were going to be so bright? How did you get focused to put together the fastest time in the world last night?
Yeah, you know, I knew that the crowd was going to be big, and I'd watched trials 4 years ago from home, so I kind of knew, you know, what the atmosphere was like just from watching, you know, on the TV broadcast, and that always gets me super excited to race, and I love having big crowds and people screaming all the time. That just motivates me even more.
What is it like for you behind the blocks right before you're about to race? Are you completely locked in? Are you smiling and looking around? Like, how do you know that you're going to have your best race?
Yeah, definitely smiling and looking around. Yeah. No, I hate being super serious before a race. I have to talk to people before I race.
We would be
Yeah.
in the ready room.
Yeah, so everybody was so serious last night. I'm like, hey, do you guys know what's for dinner? And they're like, stop talking to me. And I'm like, I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm definitely goofing around.
I love that. And I feel like I was totally the same. And I always made sure I was like, okay, who are the ones who I can talk and laugh and joke with? So we definitely could have hung out. Yeah. Okay, so what are you most looking forward to? I know you still have some races left. What are you looking forward to as this meet continues?
I don't know. I'm just kind of hoping for a good 200. You know, that race has always kind of been a toss-up for me.
Pressure's off now.
Yeah, but pressure's off, so I have nothing to lose. So, you know, if I fly and die, it's all right. But
fly and die, like it. So I was just talking to Olivia, and she was saying how special it was that you're competing against each other together at NCAAs, and this group is such a young, electric group. What does it mean to be a part of that?
Yeah, it's so cool. I mean, you know, it's definitely changing the guard this time around, but you know, I'm so glad to be a part of this new group that's coming in.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch you guys compete in Rio. It's an amazing team that we have put together, and I'm so excited that you joined me and that I met you for the first time. So thank you for coming out. We're going to follow you in the Turner breaststroke, and good luck in Rio. Thanks.
All right, it's mind-blowing to think that just last year she won her high school state championships, and now she's on an Olympic team. What a year. And now we get to see what she has in the 200-meter breaststroke today. All right, guys, I'm really excited. I have my good friend and 2004 Olympic teammate and silver medalist, Maritza Cariah, here today. Maritza, it's been too long. Excited to have you here. We have to get right into this. In 1999, you became a Lady Bulldog at Georgia, and your college is tearing it up here. How much pride? What are your thoughts on that?
It's always great to represent University of Georgia, but to have this Olympic trials just be amazing. We've been strong year after year after year, but to come to this trials and see first and second, you know, for the boys, and then Mel making it last night, it's just so exciting. It makes you so proud to be a Georgia Bulldog.
And they just go nuts in the stands for each other. You could just see how much this team just loves each other, and just, has it always been like that? Is it just a program that you are just one huge family?
I think with any college program, you know how it is. The college experience is that you love the college that you represent.
Right.
So when you come here to see them that they're representing the college and USA,
right,
off the chain.
So we've been talking about the highs and lows of Olympic trials, all the emotion, all the pressure, and how you overcome different, you know, obstacles maybe. So in 2000, your first Olympic trials, I know, I don't mean to be like a downer, but I think it's important that people hear. I mean, you had a meet that didn't go awesome. You had really high expectations going into it.
Yeah.
Kind of talk us through it and how you bounced back in 2004.
Absolutely. So, you know, in 2000, I won NCAAs, and I walked into Olympic trials thinking, okay, I'm going to be on this Olympic team. I put in all the hard work. And then, of course, I get to the meet, and you see how the experience is here.
Right.
It's overwhelming.
Right.
I was busy looking for my mom, looking for the coaches. I mean, everything but, looking at my lane, being like, this is it, Ritz, make this moment happen.
Right.
So, I walked in 4th place and walked out 32nd.
Oh.
Definitely didn't make it.
Wasn't really close. Sorry, girl.
And it's heartbreaking. I mean, it's one of those things that's really hard to get over.
Right.
And unfortunately, I walked away with a little bit of depression after that. But I looked at it as a learning experience. Like, I have 4 more years to train,
Right.
and that's exactly what I did. Came back even stronger.
I was gonna say, did it make 2004 all the better?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
When you know what to expect, it really, really makes a huge difference. Just
Right.
being able to know that, okay, don't worry about where your family is, don't worry about your coaches or teammates, just worry about your lane, focus
Right.
on your race, and do it.
It's all about the experience.
Absolutely.
And then another question I love to ask: what's more stressful, Olympic trials or Olympics?
Olympic trials.
Hands down. I don't think anybody said the Olympics yet. It is stressful, folks.
It is,
But this
it
is
is.
just, I mean, what is it like? I mean, you're on the pool deck right now. We're seeing warm-ups. Are you having flashbacks? Like, what do you think the emotion of these swimmers are? I mean, what do you remember about this part of the warm-up?
I'm actually getting jitters right now just thinking about it. I remember coming to Olympic trials and just seeing the pool and seeing the atmosphere and just being like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And the thing about Olympic trials is you don't know if you're going to make the team.
Right.
So it's that pressure of like, okay, I got to make this happen. But
Right.
once you get to the Olympics, that is just like,
Yeah.
thank you, Lord,
I'm
that I
right
made
here.
the team,
Yeah.
and it's all fun from there on out.
So right now you're the spokesperson for Swim 1922. What are we talking about here?
So Swim 1922 is actually a program between USA Swimming and Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated, which is a black sorority.
Okay.
And our main focus is to really get black females to learn about the sport,
Right.
understand the drowning statistics of
Right.
10 people drown every day in
Right.
the U.S. and 70% of African Americans don't know how to swim. When you hear those things, you want to
Right.
make a change.
Right.
So that's what this program is about. We go into the communities, offer some swim lessons
Right.
just as starter, and say, okay, go to usaswimmingfoundation.org and find out more about swim lessons in your area.
I have to brag, proud friend moment here. Maritza is the first black female to win an Olympic medal. And I think one of the coolest quotes that I found on you is that you said, I am proud to be the first, but I don't want to be the last.
Absolutely. I take that to heart. The minute I touch that wall, I'm so proud of myself for making history, but the fact that I get to continue to go back and give back to the community and motivate others like me to do the same. Now you're seeing Simone Manuel,
Right.
Leah
Talk
Neal,
about that, yeah.
Natalie Hines. I mean, I can name off, using several hands how many black athletes are here. While my year, there was
Right.
like 2 or 3 of us.
It was like, hey, Ritz.
Yeah. Hey, what's up? And for me to, for 2004, for me to be the first, and then now we're here at 2016, and we could potentially have 3 to 4 of us on the relay, on the U.S. Olympic team.
Right.
So it's amazing.
And then talk about the NC2A's 100 freestyle just this past year.
This past year, exactly. We had Simone Manuel, we had Leah Neal, we had Natalie Hines
1,
get
2,
top
3,
3
right?
at the 100 freestyle. Never in my life did I ever expect that would happen, and
Right.
to be there and to see it and just be like, oh my gosh,
Right.
this is an amazing feat.
Right.
We can even do this on this stage right now.
So perfect timing. Today's the 100 freestyle.
Yep.
Predictions?
Oh,
I know
Simone.
it's only prelims, but
Yeah.
for tomorrow night.
But Simone, she is so strong, just
Right.
mentally. She's been swimming fast for
That
so many
200
years.
that she took that out.
Oh yeah,
She's
she's
feeling
definitely
good.
she is. She's setting the stage for today. I think she's going to be very strong this morning. Leah Neal's going to be very strong as well.
Right.
I think we're going to have a very strong top 16 and then down to top 8, and it's going to be an exciting race as always.
Awesome. Ritzy, thank you so much for spending your morning
Thanks,
with me. So
Caitlin.
good to see you. Each day we have taken a look inside the science of swimming with USA Swimming's high performance consultant, Russell Mark. Today, Russell breaks down the backstroke turn. Take a look.
Take your mark.
The turn in the 100 back is so critical because it sets up the super important dolphin kick off the wall. In this example, you see Olivia Smoliga, Kathleen Baker, and Natalie Coughlin perform the skill, each phenomenally skilled backstrokers and kickers. Aim slightly downward to get some depth, push off with a great body line, and hold that line for a brief moment to take advantage of the max speed off the wall before starting the first kick. Looking at the dolphin kick, focus on throwing water off the toes and finishing the kick above the body. A great push off and kick will set up that crucial second 50 for success.
Thanks, Russell. And thanks to our friends on Twitter for following us all week long. Keep it up. So we're going to go check in with all of our fans. So this one's really cool. Amelia says she's watching from Denmark, and go Nathan, and she's having to get up at night to watch our show. So that is a true fan. Thank you, Amelia, for being such a true fan. Marriott says she is enjoying watching us in Lane 9 every day. Marriott, thanks for watching us. We appreciate the positive feedback. Russ said he finally made it to #Trials16, and he is totally starstruck. Russ, we're so glad you made it. Welcome to Omaha. And Cammie Miller is loving all this swim talk from Grosse Pointe, Michigan. Cammie, thanks for being such a true fan. All right, guys. All week long, we invite you to join the conversation by tweeting at us at #DeckPassLive. Share your questions, who are you cheering on, and where are you watching from for us to share live on our shows. For all the latest video, news, and photos, visit us at usaswimming.org. And as has become our tradition here on Deck Pass Live, presented by AT&T, we leave you with some post-race thoughts. In this case, from USA Swimming's marquee attraction, Katie Ledecky and Michael Phelps.
You know, I don't think about who I'm chasing or any of the historical implications or anything. That's your job. My job is to swim fast in the pool and do the best that I can.
I said to Bob, I said I wanted to be 122 at the 150, and I was. And you know, I haven't felt great in the water, but you know, this is, you know, like I said, I'm checking a box off. You know, being able to get on the team, and you know, we have a little over 30 days to prepare ourselves for the next time that we race. And you know, Bob and I have talked about some things that we probably can change between now and then, and just move forward. And you know, by no means am I happy about going 154, but I'm happy to have the opportunity to represent my country at the Olympic Games.